Hey friends, hey besties, how's everyone doing? Here I am, as I've promised, back in New York. I am recording because my resolution for the year was to stay on top of it, okay? So if you're watching on video, you may be seeing this really cool sweater. I made it. Oh my God, hi, stop. Stop right now. This is episode 30. It only took me a year to get to 30 episodes, which is insane because it shouldn't have taken me this long. But you know what? 30 means we're on a roll. We're going to keep going. We're going to 100. And then maybe we'll have 10 listeners. So that would be great. Um, let's get into this episode. Today, I am talking to you guys about my personal experience with long distance relationships. How much I hate being in a long distance relationship. I love Sawyer, my boyfriend, in case you didn't know. We've been together almost 6 years. Oh my God. We have been together almost 6 years in April. Last year we just hit 5 years, which was literally insane because I feel like there was so much like time and it took so long to get to 5 years. And then now we're at 6 years. Okay. We've been doing long distance for the majority of our relationship, which blows my mind, by the way. That's crazy. We've been doing long distance for 4 years in August, I'm pretty sure. Because he graduated high school and I was a sophomore and he went, no, I was a junior. Or, I was in my junior year when he went to college. He went to Arizona, went to school there. And then when I graduate high school, he moves home. How's that? And then I'm going to college in New York. How cool. Cool, right? So then he moves to New Zealand to go to school, and now we're on exactly opposite points of the earth. Like literally exactly the opposite. Like I think this is almost as far as we could possibly be from each other. Anyways, it's all good. I think it's to our benefit. You may be thinking to yourself, Sophie, what the fuck? Why have you been in a relationship for 6 years and majority of it has been long distance? So let me tell you about why this sucks, first of all, because of course it sucks, and why it's actually maybe a good thing. So you may know why it sucks. You may be able to guess by yourself without me telling you. It is the hardest thing ever. The amount of willpower we have to do this, to love each other across the planet, it's insane. Um, I cry every time I leave him. I went to visit him in New Zealand this summer, uh, in July. And oh my God, when I left and I was in the Uber and going to the airport, I could not stop crying. I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, like, I know this is what was gonna happen. The next time I was supposed to see, like, I was gonna see him December, 5 months. So I couldn't stop crying in this Uber. I was like trying to hide it from the Uber driver because I was devastated. I was so sad. He is my favorite person in the world. Hey, shout out to all my best friends. I love you guys, but like, this is my partner, okay? Anyways, that was devastating. Then I saw him in December. We were together like over a month. And I just left him. We left on Saturday. So it's Tuesday right now. So a few days ago. Okay. I didn't cry until I literally stepped into my apartment. It was a whole 12 hours. Get to my apartment. I'm in the elevator. Oh boy, here come the tears. I'm like, okay, just hold it together and get into your apartment. Then you can cry. And to my apartment, I start sobbing. Of course. Because why wouldn't I? Of course I'm sobbing. I thought I was fine. No. I miss him so much. He's in Utah right now. I want to visit so bad. Don't know if that's going to happen because I have school. So yeah, overall, very hard stuff. Very, very hard. Not just because we miss each other so much, but also because it's been a lot Now we're very solid, but in the beginning, we did break out for a period when I first came to school, and there's been a lot of like questioning how worth it is and if we want different things. And I think at the end of the day, well, I know at the end of the day, we want the same thing. We want to be together. We want to build our lives together. And I think that what has really driven this is now I know that this may be like, what the fuck? But we're both from the same place. We both grew up on Kauai. We know this like world. And I think that like it's really important for me to have someone that knows what my home is like without me having to show them almost. He surfs, I surf. And I think that we just have so much in okay, I just said two things, but we have a lot in common. We both like, you know what, maybe we don't have a lot in common, but we think very similarly. And I think that we're both very deep thinkers. Okay, starting to sound pretentious, but yeah, I think that overall we're a really great match. And I think that that has been questioned a lot in the past, and that has been really difficult for our relationship. But we came out, we're stronger than ever, we're doing great. We still miss each other a lot all the time. Hopefully, I get to see him in April if he comes to visit. We could celebrate our freaking 6 year anniversary. That'd be insane. So, okay, another hard thing about this is kind of like a subcategory under we miss each other or it's just hard is it sucks when you have a bad day and you just want to like be with this person and like get comforted by them or just hang out with them. This is the same as you miss like I miss him a lot. So that's really tough. I feel like I have bad days freaking all the time. Every other day, almost. I want a hug. I want to be held. I want to be comforted. I want to be have a meal cooked for me or just go for a freaking walk. And so that sucks. On the flip side, I think that this may not be a bad thing because although I can FaceTime him, we can text throughout the day, I think that being able to be there for yourself is such an important ability and something that I've definitely learned. I'm in my 3rd year of school, which oh my god, that's crazy. But I'm in my 3rd year of school. I've had to figure out so much by myself. So much by myself. Like I mean, obviously I have my parents to help me, but like just socially and in school and just like in this environment, like I don't have my parents to help me hold my hand to walk me through being in New York City. They helped me get my apartment and that kind of stuff. But boy, is it hard. It is not easy. So, one thing that I think is good about our long distance at our young age, I'm 21, he's 23, is that we have to figure a lot of stuff out on our own. And I think that if we were living together, we wouldn't be as independent of people, especially me. I mean, he's definitely independent because he's a man, but I live alone. He has roommates, and I think that that has just freaking like thrown me into this whole other world of like being there for myself and being able to figure things out for myself and not really like rely on anyone else to help me or that sort of thing. And like I think that there's pros and cons to everything that I just said, but definitely think that it's important for us to be apart right now as hard as it is in order to, be able to come together and rather than be like two halves of a whole, be, you know, additions to each other's lives. Does that make sense? Cuz I think that there's a lot of talk in like relationship advice and therapy and this whole like psychological idea of relationships that being two halves of like a whole is not good in a relationship because you can become too codependent on each other, and we definitely are not codependent. I love him and I love talking to him, and it's important for us to talk, and we've learned a lot about communicating with one another, but like we are not the same person. Like honestly, like yeah. He's studying physics, for crying out loud. I don't want to get anywhere near that stuff. I finished a math class for last semester. It was quantitative reasoning. That was terrible. It wasn't even math. It was so, and it's just like math is so far away from what I want to be doing. So, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, he's a completely different person. I'm a completely different person. I'm into fashion. I live in New York. I'm into fashion, and I sew and I knit and I do all these like very creative things. And he builds stuff. He, does like handy stuff too. But like our minds are different. We think differently, but we have a lot of similarities. And I think that our relationship is just, it's very special. And I just had to do a personality test for this class that I'm taking. And I found out that I'm an advocate. So I'm going to make him take it to see what his is and look at like our weaknesses and like understand him more in like a quiz sense, if that makes sense, because like I don't know, why not? That sounds fun. So yeah, so those are some pros or some good things about being in a long distance relationship. I think that well, a lot of people tell me like, how do you do this? And I look at myself in the mirror and I ask myself, how do you do this? Because I don't freaking know. I just know I want him in my life, and I think that that's how he feels too. um we look, obviously we kind of have to the future. I do. Okay, found out that he doesn't really, like, he wants all these things but he's not really planning for it like yet. He's focused on school right now, which I understand, but I'm a planner. So I really look to the future. I really try to stay in the moment and live my life day to day, but that is hard for me because I, first of all, don't really like New York. I don't really want to be here anymore, but I'm going to get to my degree and it's going to be fine. So I look to the future. I'm excited to be able to live together because we get we get a little taste of it every now and again when we see each other, or when I go visit him, or if he comes to visit me, and it's great. We mesh well. We don't get annoyed with each other unless he does something annoying, then I get annoyed. But like it's not like he's an annoying person and he gets on my nerves easily. He kind of has to like make an effort. Wow, I sound like I hate him. God, okay. So yeah, we get a little taste of that, but like, so knowing what it will be like is really nice. So yeah, I think too, like, we know a bit, but we're also practicing so much that is really important for the relationship. We have a lot of trust in each other because obviously I can't keep tabs on him, or he can't keep tabs on me. Like, we can't, know what each other's doing. So, like, I think that that's the problem that maybe a lot of people have with long distance is the trust. And if you don't trust your partner, then I don't think long distance is going to work because jealousy can creep in there and rip it apart. And you're going to drive yourself insane because a lot of times I know he's not cheating on me. It's my brain, and I spiral and I get mad or whatever it is. And that's really easy. And I think that that is something that is not talked about a lot in maybe long distance relationships. So I think that that's really like definitely have a lot of trust in him. Um yeah, I don't know though. I think too, like, we want to do things together. We talk, like, I go to the gym and he goes to the gym and he helps me. He gives me my like gym workouts, which he's just done, like he's done it a few times, but it's like just one easy thing. Anyways, it's the same as his, but it's hard cuz I'm like, we both want to be with each other. We want to be doing this together. Or when I'm having a really hard time, when I was having a hard time making friends, all I wanted to do was have him here. so I could go and do the things that I couldn't do with my friends or the friends that I was lacking. Because like it's so easy to be with him. And sometimes when you spend so much time with someone like a boyfriend, you guys are so entirely comfortable with each other that it's just like no sense of worry or pressure whatsoever. So I think that it's definitely been hard to make sure that I'm staying present and continuing to build my relationships and friendships and not dwelling on, well, I wish he was here. I really wish he was here so that we could go walk to the water or whatever. So I take that longing and put it into a friendship, a new relationship, and say, hey, like, would you want to go walk to the water? We can just like sit and talk and hang out. So I've had to shift my perspective and try to just take this like sadness that I have and be like, no, okay, you're fine. You have him in your life. It's not like he doesn't exist. He's real. You need to find like people in person to spend your time with so that you're not feeling sad and worrying about what you're maybe missing out on because you're not together with him. Because we've been together so long and we're committed to each other. We have so much time to continue to be together. And once we live together, we can do these things together and have our little routines and our rituals and that sort of thing. And I think that that's kind of like the excitement that comes with being in a long distance relationship for sure. Anyways, if you are in a long distance relationship and I don't know, you feel really good about this relationship and you love your person a lot, I would say feel it out. Give it some time. It definitely takes a while to get comfortable in it. And like I said, it's always hard. It never really gets easier. But I only cried one time after leaving him. And I think that if this is like honestly, if this is the person you want to spend your life with, then it should feel right and it should feel worth it and it shouldn't feel like a chore or you're missing out on life. And I think that you just need to be able to remind each other that you really care and that you are there for each other 100% no matter what. Um but yeah, overall very hard. It's difficult. Okay? Stay strong, communicate. Communication is key in long distance. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess, okay, well, my friend was in a long distance relationship, and I think that ended. Well, it ended because he was just very selfish, for one, and absorbed with, you know, making sure that she was there for him, but he was not there for her. So, he wasn't doing things for himself either. And he wanted her to just constantly be there for him to make sure that she was comforting him or they were FaceTiming when he wanted to FaceTime, that sort of deal. And I think that there are a lot of signs in long distance relationships that it's probably not going to work out, which is your sign to, hey, just maybe break up. Maybe don't be with that person anymore and go explore your life where you are. Um, if you are in a long distance relationship, explore your life where you are no matter what. No matter what. Anyone in a relationship, no matter what. Always explore because you don't want your identity to be this relationship. I don't even think people don't know that I'm in a relationship until I tell them. Because I don't talk about it. I don't really bring it up. To my friends, I'll talk about it because obviously they're my friends, but like new friends, it's not important. It's not important information. Um, well, of course it is. To me, it's important. But to make a new friend, like I'm talking to them about my knitting, or I'm talking to them about where I'm from, or that kind of thing, like who I am, because my relationship does not make up who I am as a person. So remember to be freaking who you are, the most cliche thing ever, but truly find out who you are. If you are in a long distance relationship or not, or if you're single, or if you're in a relationship and you live with a person, make sure that you are you and you are not your boyfriend. I am entirely not anything at all Sawyer. Like, I mean, truly. I I think I'm converting him into me. No, I'm not. But I'm helping him get a little bit of a sense of style because honestly, I don't give an F what people think about what I wear or what I post or whatever the fuck. I'm me through and through, and I think that being able to be me completely is like super, super important in a relationship. And for him as well, he's doing his thing. He is studying physics. He is woodworking and he spends a lot of time with his friends and he's freaking quiet. He's really quiet. Which is fine, but I'm feel like I'm not as I'm voicing everything about my long distance relationship on a podcast right now. So, you know what? I think that there are really healthy ways and um worthwhile ways to be in a long distance relationship and making sure that you are happy and you are living your life, but you're also, in a strong relationship and you have something to look forward to in the future. So, you know what? I'm going to get off here because I